right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is August 4th, 2022. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. We're back at it again. We're back out there walking, trying to get them Pokemons. How you doing, man?
I'm doing alright. I'm actually a little bit tired because it's in after work, and luckily I am off tomorrow, surprisingly, for Friday.
Oh.
So
that is surprising for you.
Yeah, but I got something else to do after the podcast today, so I am ready to rock and roll, talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game, because we love the game just as much as you do. And don't forget, everybody, that we are part of the Professor Network. It's, well, I mean, you guys are seeing the notes right now, but yeah. ProfessorNetwork.com/Purified Podcast. Wonderful people to work with every single time. Shout out to Ken, Adam, Jamal, and Lachan from both the Laura podcast, Special Conditions podcast, and the Wayfarers podcast. Wonderful audience to work with every single time. All right, Chris. I know we I kind of like just jumped in and everything, but how you been, brother? How's everything?
I've been fantastic. The new job is very long hours.
Okay.
But I am glad that we're trying some new days, seeing how it feels. So hopefully everybody else is okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just enjoy listening the same as you did before. I'm definitely still into doing the podcast.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the reason why we actually also have changed our days that we usually podcast, because again, life matters first, unfortunately. So even as addicted as we are with this game anyways, but we gotta do what we gotta do if we want to enjoy Pokemon Go at the fullest anyway. So, or any other game at this point. Like, we're gamers. We do things that we need to do to keep ourselves entertained while we at it. That could sound so wrong without context, but anyways. Yeah, so I mean, our week has been interesting. We have some interesting news to talk about today. Some stuff that we knew was gonna happen, some stuff that we didn't see until now, and maybe some pointers, here's and things. But let's go ahead and not waste any time. Let's recap what we have caught in the last week. Chris, what you got for me?
All right. It's very exciting. Getting all those new Pokemon. The new Hisuian Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I believe it started with this one. I can't remember if I talked about. No, I definitely talked about it already. So last week I talked about the shiny Teddiursa from Adventure, the Adventure Incense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I talked about my shiny weather boosted Dialga. I got sent like a bunch of weather boosted ones and only one that wasn't weather boosted, so the odds were in my favor that one of the weather boosted were going to be shiny. I just need to find somebody to mirror trade that with a lucky friend.
Right.
I actually hatched a shiny from an egg, surprisingly.
Nice.
It took me forever to get another one, but I got a shiny Wynot, which is actually my first one. I traded 2 different shinies this week. I tried getting a good IV shiny Dialga and a good IV shiny Mewtwo. Both of them were not good.
Of course.
I'm cursed.
You're not the other one. At least when it comes to... I mean, I got a Mewtwo, Honda Mewtwo, but I don't have a Honda Dialga yet.
I have like 98s and 96, even for the shiny for Mewtwo, but Dialga I just cannot get a good one for the life of me. And then I did get a shiny Eevee from a challenge, research. That's what it's called. So that definitely caught me off guard.
Nice.
But I think that's it. Other than like PvP Pokemon. But none of them really caught my eye. Quillfish is a fun one. The Voltorbs I was having fun with. But I didn't get any crazy good IV ones. What you got, buddy?
All right, let's check the shiny count today. I still got a couple of shiny Dialgas while it was still around. Unfortunately, no Hondo or Shando. Unfortunately, I traded for a Dino. It still wasn't that good. I did get 4 shiny Hisuian Breviaries from
My
from the raid stuff. How you doing, Shinx? And then I go plus 2 shiny, 1 Wurmple, 1 Yangoose. Just randomly go plus and stuff, just like always, especially for events. And during raid hour, somebody invited me to a raid and I get a shiny Palkia. So I was like, okay, I think I'm done.
nice.
I mean, I could get more extra large candies in the next week and just try to get the max out Palkia. I do have a Hondo. Just not that interested of maxing it out. But if I get to the point, I should be fine.
I think he's kind of underrated, honestly, for Master League.
Yeah.
Because his typing is very unique.
Yep.
It's just Dialga's like 10 times better.
Sure
Dude, I'm jealous of Youngest and Braviary. I'll be real. I don't have either of those yet.
And then as for the Hondos, I did get a Hondo Hisuian Breviary. So
I forgot about that.
I'll take that too while I'm there. That was probably the last few raids that I got from our friends in the other side of the coast, of course. So thank you so much for everybody. Shinx, you were one of them. Thank you so much. But yeah, they definitely, I'm okay. I already maxed it out to 50. I kind of wanted to do something for max on Monday, and having the Honda is kind of nice. But yeah, that's pretty much my haul. So at least I got a Honda last week, so I'm actually happy. If I wouldn't get it, I would be like, "Where's my Hondas? I need to go hunt." Aside from that, the week itself for me has. I guess at this point we should actually talk about the Hisuian event that we actually go. The last event that we had when it comes down to it. In regards to how well it was good for a couple of new Pokemons. But there wasn't much to hunt for aside from things in the wild. Hisuian, I want to say Hisuian Quellfish was okay to hunt. If you were getting a good one, that's pretty good. Voltor was around a while already, so it really depends on how well you wanted to keep one out for that. And then everything else was in eggs, and you needed to hatch a lot of eggs during the time. And really, it kind of put a dent in the whole, getting new stuff. And none of it, aside from Shiksu and Brewery, was shiny. So, what do you think, Chris?
One of the things I'll say that was good about them putting them in the eggs is that they all had an equal chance of hatching out, at least according to what we were told.
Yeah.
Of all being the same 1 egg difficulty of hatching out. I love that.
Yeah.
If Hisuian Sneasel or Growlithe were like a 2 egg or 3 egg and they were like impossible to hatch right out the bat, it'd be so annoying. I'd be like literally pissed, trying to hatch them. But that part I thought was all right. I wish they were in raids or something, so you could kind of pick what you wanted. Instead of having to get lucky. I'm not super annoyed that there weren't more shinies this time. You'd think Voltorb would be shiny by now.
Yeah.
But not yet.
I
didn't hate it.
They're definitely holding out on us. And the first answer I just say something interesting. It would have been worse if they had released the shinies at hatch only.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty bad.
Especially because, we're just coming out of GoFest. We're still somewhat tired, but still, doing things that we needed to do. So it kind of was okay or not. And, in the end of the day, I guess we got what we wanted to have the Hisuian Pokemons into that. I mean, there's still a few that definitely I'm waiting for. There's Ursaluna, there's the oldest starters. Things that will make interesting how they're gonna go about releasing, especially since at least 2 out of the 3 starters are shining available now. So getting those shinies when they come out, that will be interesting. So maybe they'll be waiting on those for a while, even though they actually promoted it throughout the anniversary event or the anniversary poster and everything. So I don't know, unless they're Niantic has every now and then has throw a big curveball at everything that we do and all the timelines that we have set for the game. So It makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Niantic will just make sense when it wants to, and of course, Niantic Cat will mess it up eventually. So
It's got its own continuity.
yeah, so it just really makes a difference when it comes down to it. However, the event itself was okay. Lots of interesting Pokemons, and raids was okay. Hatches were decent if you were just going for the 7K of course. There was, I don't think there was a hatch bonus, right? I don't think there was like a 1/4 distance or half distance or anything like that. So it was a full odds.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, so I do remember just hatching a handful, maybe 2 or 3 batches of eggs at the end of the day. And that's a lot, speaking to it. I think I did more than that for sure. I just can't remember right now. I just didn't get it today.
There was a time when I hatched like 8 eggs, and literally half of them were Quillfish and half of them were Voltorbs. I was very annoyed. And literally like 3 of them in a row were the same Pokemon both times. It's pretty funny.
The first 4 Pokemon, or the first 4 eggs they hatched was all 4 like literally Hisuian Pokemon that I wanted. So it just like I got them all in the first hatches. I was lucky enough. I know a lot of people took at least 2-3 batches to actually get like the Hisuian, like some of them at least,
I will say they weren't as hard to hatch as I thought they were going to be.
No, they just needed to walk. But luckily,
I thought the Sneasel would be really, really annoying, so I'm really glad that they all had the same odds.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. I guess I'll give it maybe a 6 out of 10 when it comes down to it. I don't want to give it that high just because I didn't really feel like wanting to hunt everything in there. How about you?
I'd give it maybe a 7.5 or 8. I think it needed the research. I feel like there should have been something more to hunt for. I liked hunting for the Burmese, but if we could have had, just some other way to get Sneasel or Growlithe, as I said, raids or quest, something. I think that would have kicked it up a bunch more. I don't think it needed a shiny release, but like another one. But
right.
That's the only thing that comes into my mind.
And I can understand.
All in all, though, it was a fun event for me.
Yeah. I guess mostly because I haven't actually really, at least for me, I haven't really like have the one to go out and do anything. Like you said, the research was mediocre. To say the least, if it wasn't for new Pokemons maybe added to it. I agree on that. Hatching is okay, but again, it's so hot out these days that it's incredibly hard to even get out and play. I'm doing most of my walks at nighttime just because I just don't want the sun to hit me. And then of course it could rain or doing things like that. So Florida has just been a mess and weather-wise these days anyways. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll definitely, that kind of feedback is what Niantic's looking for anyways. And I'm sure people have expressed their opinion. And if you hear thunder, it's because it is thundering out there. So Florida weather at its finest. I wanted to really quickly recap a few things. Actually, I wanted to shout out a few people that I actually met in GoFest. I've been hearing out more on their podcasts and things like that. Shout out to the ones from the Roundtable Chatot. Thank you so much for actually being such amazing persons to work with when we're in GoFest Seattle. We have some pictures and things like that out there on Twitter, so if you want to check this out, check them out. Brand new podcasts. They are just so funny if you listen to them. They recap well the news and stuff that they want to. They're also quite into the PvP scene, so if you want to listen to them too, that would be nice. Mythical Hitch, Stefan Santaro, Shinx. And I'll shout you guys next time, but of course, last time, but of course, I wanted to shout out too. Last Flame Blogs. Actually, funny enough, True Inferno pointed out that I was in Nick's trainer tips video. This last one that just came out. If you want to check me out, I'm talking to Nick literally like at the 2-minute and 48 mark or something like that. I'm wearing the blue Mystic level 50 shirts and anything like that. It's just literally for maybe a second or half a second, but you can see me talking to him. And I remember the conversation because they were doing what they were doing on the video, where it's all about it's all about the whole Nick and then Rick thing that he's trying to deceive people and all that stuff. And I found them doing that, at one moment, and I was like, "So what's going on here?" It's like, why do you have Rick out and you're not Rick right now? And then he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." It's like, oh man, that was hilarious. But I'm actually happy that at least I made it at some point somewhere. I know I wasn't too much around the content creators or YouTubers out there throughout the weekend, but that's because just hanging out with everybody else through the community was just amazing anyway. So thank you so much again to making this wonderful time possible out there. All right, so enough with the recaps, enough with the things. Let's get into today's research topics of the week. We got quite a bit of news actually, and the first one is actually very interesting. I'll go over this one, and then you go over the other news out there, Chris.
Okay.
All right, so the very first news that we actually got from Niantic is the Community Ambassador Program. Now, there's a lot to actually uncover here, and there's a lot of things that they wanted to introduce, but this actually helps out, and the reason why the Silk Road is actually affiliated with Niantic right now. So what's the the Community Ambassador Program? Well, the Community Ambassador Program supports local in-person Pokemon Go communities around the globe by empowering their experiences. Community ambassadors can receive special perks for their communities, like item codes for giveaways, access to Niantic representatives for special feedback sessions, and other opportunities to support the community grow. Individuals who run in-person events in their area, grow their communities, and create and connect safe spaces for trainers to play can apply to becoming one of Niantic's community ambassadors. And then there's a whole bunch of things that they have questions and things like that. I'll link it to you to the show notes if you guys want to hear more about it. There's also in Pokemon Live, PokemonGoLive.com, of course. It's an interesting thing. So for what I've been hearing is that, using the Silk Road as a catalyst and having a good Discord when it comes down to it, it's basically knowing how to level up your leadership in the site. And I think that Fern Samtero actually pointed out correctly is that you have to really level up the ways that you experience things. So you have to have the diversity of the game, professionalism and quality of character, positivity, safety, and integrity when it comes to actually becoming a community ambassador. And then after that, it goes over the levels of how you got through. You got to go to reach rank 3 on the Silk Road community pages to be able to apply to become a community ambassador. And even then, it takes some time to actually go through. But if it takes a couple of months to actually even get through it, if they're still available to apply for at the time.
Oh, wow.
So the Silk Road is something that we actually haven't mentioned in a while, aside from the last few times that we know about it. Now, the Silk Road has been around since the beginning of Pokemon Go. There were and still is a volunteer-based community where they wanted to help the players, do more about Pokemon Go, know about the ins and outs, about how the game works, and research and a lot of different things. Same catalysm or same coin, Silk Arena comes from that specifically. So it just really makes sense that Silk Arena is part of this. Now, it's basically one thing that it's good and bad, depending on how you look at it, is that it's all through the Discord. Now, I don't know if they're going to be moving this through Campfire, which is another Niantic's way of moving the community around and helping out. But if it does, that will actually be a little bit better. However, in the eyes of so many people and so many communities out there, Discord is not the only place that we use to create those types of communities out there. There's still Facebook, there's still WhatsApp, there's still simple messaging. There's a lot of different things that people have been able to create on their own without the ability to use Discord or any of the Niantic affiliated websites. That being said, to be able to actually apply for this ambassador program, you have to move to Discord and create that community out there so they recognize that and how you become the leader of your community at that point. So that being said, is it a good thing or a bad thing that they're keeping it this way? What do you think, Chris?
I know I've seen a lot of messages and tweets on, obviously Twitter, about people that have been running giant Facebook groups for months, years,
Mm-hmm.
and they aren't eligible at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's particularly fair. Um, some people, like you said, just don't even want to download Discord. I will say it's been an integral part of our community of Pokemon Go because, you know, the only other way we would communicate with each other is, through text or, a Facebook group. And those are like 10 times more annoying than Discord a lot of the times, I feel like. Um, it really depends on how you want to play, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it kind of feels like they're forcing you to do things one way in order to get into their eyes,
Right.
which I know a lot of people would get very annoyed by that. I understand why they're doing it. It makes it a lot easier on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a big company. They don't want to be looking in 10 different places
Yeah.
with 10 different sets of rules to see if you fit their ideal community leader. So it makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
like why they're doing it this way. I can definitely understand why people are getting annoyed though.
Right. Right. And one thing that I would do want to note is that you really have to play by the book. Both Silk Road's Code of Conduct and Niantic's TOS,
Mm-hmm.
which in reality, there's a lot of communities out there. They allow many types of players, even if they do things outside of the actual TOS of Niantic and things like that. It just depends on how you can create a community that's based around everything that we already know about Pokemon Go. Like our community, even alone, they have people that unfortunately spoof, and we know that. Some people are trying to turn in a new leaf, and some people are still continuing on doing what they're doing. And spoofing is like the biggest thing when it comes down to it. But there's other things like using more than one phone for 2 accounts or things like that, and or you use the Ray maps that's not Campfire or things like that, or the simple things that Discord actually allows us to, like the Hondo's maps and things like that. And don't get me wrong, they're okay to use if you want to risk that part of the game for you specifically, but other people use it because they want to use it that way. And it's just I understand what Niantic is going for. They want to create a community, and a community everywhere that knows that they will grow and support each other in a way that the game intended to play. But we can't just outlook some of the players out there. They are doing things their own way and still want to be part of the community without harming the integrity of the gameplay or even other people out there. So, it's still a double-edged sword and when you look at it. So for a lot of people, unfortunately, I mean, if I would, try to actually get to the ambassador program, I still need to create the community out there. Now, our community right now is in shambles. Like, complete shambles when it comes down to it. There's like 3 different Discords, 4 different Discords. Nobody really talks to a lot of each other anymore. There's been, a handful of players still playing out the game, grinding it, but they're still not, incentivized to go out or raid or catch Pokemons or do things unless there's like big events like Community Day or things like that when it comes down to it. So, I don't know. I just see it. I'm still seeing as a possibility. I want to see more of how this program really grows and how well it shows some of the communities out there the ability to, be part of, a really well sought out community and how to join them at the end of the day. So I don't know. I'm still seeing it as a maybe for me when it comes down to it. So we'll check it out when we have more news or more information about how the ambassador programs really works at the end of the day. Any more add to it, Chris?
I'm definitely looking forward to see how this changes, how much they interact with the community. Other than that, not too much to add. I think it's a decent step though.
Yeah, definitely. But Yeah, we'll see. And I'm glad that at least the Seal Grow, which again, it's something that we have had for a while since the beginning of the game, it's actually like in the forefront of this whole program in the end of the day. So shout out to them. I mean, really, it's all about how they grow the community that way. All right, Chris. I guess that's the first news. What's the second that we have around?
Pokemon Go Fest Sapporo Global Challenge and Ultra Unlock, which I'm pretty sure we just got the notification for that
Yes.
right at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, right? It was literally at 7:00, and then I see the whole thing happening. But yeah, what is the global challenge this time around? With the last Go Fest of the year.
Well. While trainers in Japan take on local challenges at the Pokemon Go Fest Sapporo, which I'm almost positive I'm butchering, trainers around the globe will be tasked with completing the global challenge. If successful, all trainers will get to enjoy upgraded bonuses during the upcoming Bug Out event, which we're also going to be talking about later, happening from Wednesday, August 10th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, August 16th at 8 p.m. Plus, additional bonuses will be unlocked for Galar and Zigzagoon Community Day on Saturday, August 13th. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking good so far. So the special global challenge has already started, which is interesting. Pokemon Go Fest Sapporo on Friday, August 5th at 8 a.m. GMT, and you can participate from anywhere. So it should already be started for you guys.
Sapporo kind of already started. Yeah, it were like what 13 hours difference right now. So
I mean, obviously it started for us at 7, so it should have.
It's 8:00 already.
Everywhere.
It's 8:00 right
now. So there's going to be 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon during the remainder of the global challenge period, ending on Sunday, August 7th. So we got 3 days, starting from the filming of this podcast.
Right.
And it's going to end at 8 p.m. GMT. So it should end at 7 p.m. EST then. Or no. 7...
It's going to end sometime on Sunday. I can tell you that much.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, the end of Sunday. So maybe the morning for us? Morning of Sunday?
It should be a 12-hour difference.
Probably.
The Ultra Unlock is going to be Bug Out, from which we already talked about. And yeah, I don't know why it has the date twice. That's interesting.
I don't know.
But the Collection Challenge, Friday, August 5th at 8 a.m. to Sunday, August 7th at 8 p.m. Local time. A selection of Pokemon appearing at Pokemon Go Fest Sapporo will also appear in the wild around the world. Keep an eye out for Paris, Bellsprout, Hoppip, Sunkern, Sunshine Form Cherim, and Cottony during the event. Catch them all to complete this collection challenge. That doesn't sound so hard.
Right. Yeah, it's... I'm pretty sure that we'll look at it. I'll look at it in a moment, and once I catch this Palkia here. But yeah, the collection challenge is out. It's ready to go. We have one for each one of the Go Fest so far, so it's actually not too bad, I guess. And then I think you get an encounter with the green monkey. I don't even know his name right now, but
Pansage.
Pansage, and I do have a Hondo, so I'm actually okay not getting any good ones right now.
Because I could care less.
I could care less. Oh my god, Palkia, really? Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so Sapporo, it's out. You guys get the cool Ultra Beast too, and cooler than the ones that I liked. But yeah, before we move on to the Bug Out event, and of course the news when it comes down to that one, if you guys don't know, Pokemon Presents was just a day ago or so. That's the recording to this podcast. And we did get a little bit of news of what's happening on the finale event happening on the 27th of August.
Really?
Each one of the Ultra Beasts that have been previously released through either the Go Fest or any of the any of the Go Fest at this point will be available to raid during the day specifically. So Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Nihilhelo, every single one of them will be out and about. I don't know how well they will be. They said it's only a day, so I'm not sure how we're going to be able to do every single one of them at the time. I know Chris is probably working, so I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to send him a couple of raids then and here.
I'm going to be sweating.
But yeah, it's an interesting. Oh, I'm already at 201 extra large candy for Palkia. Okay, I better do a couple extra more and just get the extra large candy available. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's basically all the news that we have on that. And then there is also, I believe, Skyform Shaman will also be available at the end of the at the finale of the Go Fest thing and everything that's happening.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so at least everybody will have a chance to get one, so that'll be nice. And a lot of people are still, looking for anything. I'm guessing Cowboy Hat Snorlax could be out at that time. I'm not entirely sure, so we'll check that out when we get to that point. But they just want to, give us everything that we had in the last few Go-Fests, so we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, it's time to bug out. Literally. With the bug out event is finally returning. Finally, this long-awaited event. It's finally back.
I don't even remember the last time.
Bro, I feel like it's been like 4 years or so, I think. 4 or 5 years at this point. I want to say maybe 4. For the reason that we had Shedinja.
Oh, yeah.
And that was actually pretty cool at the time. But again, it was
that
just
was forever ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was forever in the end of the day. But yeah, so what's the new when this bug about? Well, we had some Pokemon Go debuts happening, or debuts, as people say it. Crumpin, Chargabug, and Bigabolt will finally be out and about, bugging us out. The interesting thing about, probably in 2019, something like that. The interesting about this Pokemon starts that, of course, you can use 25 Crumpin candy to evolve Crumpin into Chagabug, I think that's how you say it. And then, while near a magnetic lure module, you can use 100 of the candy to evolve it into Bigabolt. So there is a requirement to actually evolve in it. What do you think about that, Chris? I think it's actually pretty legit in the end of the day, right?
Yeah, that definitely reminds me a lot of the games. So I don't hate it.
Yeah.
That seems pretty fitting.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like they actually say this. If you can't get enough of Caterpie or Total Love Ladybug, it's like, bro, don't tease me with Caterpie right now, please.
Oh my.
When is this event happening? Well, this is happening from August 10th at 10 a.m. August 10th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, August 16th at 8 p.m. local time. So we have quite a bit of a week for it. Also, Mega Scissor buzzes in Mega Raids. Hoo, ha, he, ha, hoo.
Clamp.
Right? So yeah, actually, I need the hundo, so I'm definitely gonna be raiding this like a madman. Hopefully get the shiny in the process when it comes down to it. I do have a couple of shinies already, so it's not like I don't need it. I even have the shadow shinies, but I can't mega evolve those, unfortunately. So, what about you, Chris? What do you think of this new mega bug?
Out of all the bug type megas, it's arguably the best one.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people would fight me on that, but its typing is kind of good.
Good? Kinda?
I mean, fire types looking at it are kind of smiling. But,
yeah, definitely.
It's really good.
Definitely.
Steel bug?
That's for sure. Definitely bring your fire types on this because they'll definitely like melt this scissor to the ground. Make a little like pool of squish. A Bugtastic event collection challenge is happening, so get ready for every bug catcher's dream. A collection challenge featuring bug type Pokemon. Complete the challenge to receive a bug catcher pose and 15,000 experience. A bug pose. I mean, I think A-Drive is going haywire on this one.
Please tell me there is a bug net I can buy for my character.
We'll see. I think it's already in the APK mine too, so. So there is actually something interesting that they're adding to this event specifically. So there's bonuses for groups. So work together with other trainers to unlock additional bonuses if 3 or more trainers join an in-person raid battle. And again, this is an in-person raid battle. Even more of a certain wild-type Pokemon will appear for 15 minutes in a 300-meter radius around the gym that hosts the raid. That Pokemon will appear in greater numbers change each day. So Each day they will have the event is available. We'll have increased chances of encountering things like Wurmple on August 10, Caterpie on August 11, Spinark on the 12th, Benipede on the 13th, Cricketot on the 14th, Whittle on the 15th, and Ladybug on the 16th. When you do the race specifically, and they all can be shiny. So, Chris, your favorite bug type Pokemon is out.
Yeah, I actually just saw that August 13th looking pretty nice.
Something tells me that you're gonna go out and do some raids with other people, right?
I got it if I can.
Oh man, but it has to be in person race, guys. So if you want that extra bonus of them appearing around you, it's basically the same bonus for like community day. Instead of 30 minutes, it's gonna be 15 minutes, and the radius is still the same in the end of the day. So it will work out. All right, and then we have the event bonuses is 2 times experience for successfully catching a Pokemon in a nice, great, or excellent throw. Which actually is nice if you don't care much about the experience, it's just to go plus because they're bug types. But if not, then just catch them all and surprise! You also get an encounter with a bug type Pokemon if you take a photo during the bug up event. That's actually gonna be interesting defense factor. I think they're gonna be just 6 lagoons at the time. I don't think it's gonna be the bug rate bonus at the time for community day, anyways. We got wild encounters. Well, a lot of bugs, and when I mean a lot of bugs are gonna be out in the wild.
Only bugs.
Mostly bugs, yeah. So between Caterpie, Weedle, and Grumpin and Dugpie are also gonna be out and about. Things like Pineco, Scorpion, and Dwell will also be out in a while. And literally 90% of this list can be shiny. I can go the entire list, but you don't want me saying the same Pokemon over and over and over again. But yeah, it's interesting. So in race, we have things like Paris, Pineco, and Joltik. 3 stars, we have Venomoth, Pinsir, Fortress, and Shuckle. 5-star race, we'll have Genesect with the Chill Drive, which again, you can just destroy with fire types. And Mega Race, Mega Scissor, which will probably be my main focus throughout the event anyways.
Sounds like a mega.
Oh yeah, definitely. As for field research, again, I can literally say the entire list. But if you're looking out for something specifically, there will be Pokemon in field research that will reward you with Nincada, which can also be shiny. Volbeat and Illumise will also be in the research breakthrough. All the Burmese will also be in there. Combi, which just finally got his shiny release in GoFest. And then Benipede will also be in research fell through box or big true kind counters. So definitely something to look forward to. Chris, what do you think of this bug of event so far? I got one bad thing to say before you actually say it, but continue on.
The only thing I'm kind of disappointed in is that Surskit isn't shiny yet.
True.
Definitely plenty of shinies that I need to get though. Like that Venipede's new, obviously. I didn't get Shelmet at GoFest. So definitely gonna be hunting that.
Yeah.
I think bug type shinies are some of the better looking ones, especially when you evolve them all the way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're definitely gonna be good for PvP for a lot of these. If you guys are looking for that. I will say Genesect isn't shiny, so I know a lot of people are just gonna do one, maybe, if that.
Just get the one and done. Yeah, just get the one and done.
But I don't hate the research. There's just so many that I think it's gonna be the same as the Hisuian event, where it's just gonna be like the same quest for like 5 different Pokemon.
Yeah,
and you're just gonna have to get lucky. So that's pretty much just the thoughts on the top of my head. What were you thinking?
There is one Pokemon that is a bug type and will not be released with this event.
I knew it too.
Oh my God. There is one Pokemon that I've been waiting for a shiny release or even a release itself to come out, and yet you guys, Niantic, do not care about it because you think that it might be close to a super powerful Pokemon that nobody knows about. Larvesta and Volcarona, why Niantic? Why you haven't released something that has been out for, it's supposed to be out for so long? This is the perfect event to take it out on.
Dude, if it ends up being a calm day it like same as Snuffle
Oh God.
or Stuffle. I'm gonna lose it, man.
Well, I mean, Volcarona and Larvesta, they're Gen 5, so the best thing about it is that, in 2 years we'll at least have it. At least. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. 2 or 3 years because the Go Tour is somewhere around there. So hopefully the Bago event is a recurring event throughout the years from here on out. Just give me Volcarona. Coming in 2025? Yeah. Okay. Give it to him.
It's
I mean, the one.
on.
I guess the one thing is the Volcarona is actually such a powerful Pokemon that even in the main series games, if you know how to use him correctly, he can basically destroy the entire teams. So they might be releasing it, and somebody actually might point it out too that it's a possibility that they're going to release it in 10Ks or 12Ks. I don't think 12Ks just because 12Ks is more like rocket things.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it in 10Ks.
Yeah. I'll be hatching a lot if that's the case. But yeah, Volcarona, please, Niantic, just give it out. I'm hoping for the Ultra Unlock, but I'm holding my breath on that one.
What day is Zigzagoon on? August 13th?
Yeah, it's a Saturday. It's next Saturday.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Because Hamtaro, who we had on the podcast before, mentioned that, and Venopede's for the 13th, so it would be freaking hilarious to defeat a Zigzagoon raid and you get a bunch of Venopedes spawning.
Well, I think that at least
that's gonna happen.
Well, actually, if you think about it, I forgot about the whole bonuses on the AVAX, and that's a 5-hour thing throughout the whole entire community day. Oh Lord, maybe they'll do a mix.
Oh my gosh,
that would be interesting. Well, okay, no, hold on.
There's like half and half. I wouldn't hate it.
There is one saving grace to this, and I actually almost forgot about it, and I think I know the solution to it. During community day, the 5-hour bonuses for the Linoons in raids is only going to be available on the 4-star raids specifically. So if you do other raids, which is either the 1-stars or the 3-stars during that day specifically, you get Benepi. But if you do the 4-stars for Linoon, you get Zigzagoon.
Okay. That sounds great. That sounds good.
So you just gotta work it out at that point. If you want to go for one or the other, then you do it yourself anyway. So, and you still need 3 persons to actually do the one for Benepi. Anyways, if you don't have 3 persons, then you don't actually get the bonus. It's plain and simple at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I guess that's how it works in the end of the day. All right, but that's the Bago event. Welcome again to the whole of bugs, I guess. Let's hope that it's a lot raining in the last few days. We'll see weather boosted bugs all day.
All the clouds.
Right. Yeah, that too. Bugs to those. Anyways, I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about the bug event. It can come sooner than later. There's a few things that we wanted to talk about, plus the APK mine. Now, we won't discuss all of the APK, but there is one thing that actually was just recently added into the APK mine, and that is the last ball remember. And you might be wondering, what is this about? Well, have you ever wanted to catch a Pokemon in sequence using the same Pokeball that you had before? So this actually will be a feature on your settings. You can turn it on. So every time you catch something with an Ultra Ball and you want to go to the next encounter, the game will remember the last Pokeball you used, and you'll be able to catch the next Pokemon with another Ultra Ball at that point. So you can keep on going using Ultra Balls or Gray Balls at that point. It will remember the last ball every time, and so long as you don't, I think, close out of the game or something like that in the end of the day. So that's actually a pretty cool little feature, quality of life update that's been kind of working out for a while. You know what I wish they could do? It's like the Go Plus can do an extended Pokeballs.
I know it would be like super annoying to program and even type out like on your phone, but if you could set it to throw certain balls at certain Pokemon, that would be a dream come true. But yeah. I know it's never gonna happen. Like only Ultra Balls at Snorlax,
That's true.
But
well,
yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a really interesting change, especially for when events are out, you only want to throw, great balls or better, and then just let the gacha or the Pokemon Go Plus,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
and catch everything else.
Which is good, but again, I feel like the only thing that would actually make that bad is that people would not want to restock at anything but Ultra Balls at this point. So,
Yeah, that is true.
so it's there's still like a little bit of leeway when it comes to using a regular Pokemon at the end of the day. In the end of the day. And there is a few things that we actually wanted to talk about, both on the Daily Incense, which it was released. Now it is fully available for everybody out there to use, and it's kind of official from both the Pokemon Presents and Niantic that if you actually use it, you will encounter the legendary birds. We know what's going on. I all for 8 from encountering even one of them. So I haven't had that much luck. Or even looking at one. Chris, have you encountered one yet?
Nah, I haven't seen one yet. The coolest thing I got today was a Noibat.
Oh, that's good. There's also one.
Yeah, he caught me off guard, but yeah, I haven't seen anything. None of the Galarian birds yet. I'm still crossing my fingers for one of those.
Yeah, and then there is actually a few more pointers. Now, we did know, and me specifically, I do know that some Pokemons from eggs were actually appearing in the Daily Instance, specifically a Rockruff. So that's a 10K hatch and things like that. However, I just found out confirmation they're also spawning 12K eggs in the pool of Daily Instance. So people were actually getting Bullabees in the wild.
PvP monster! Oh no!
Indeed. So
oh no!
It's possible. Now, getting them are extremely rare, and again, you only have a 15-minute window. But if you do them daily and you add them to your routine, it's a possibility you encounter more at that point. So it's possible. Now, I wouldn't roll out seeing Scrafty or Ponyard or even Salazzle in it. So if you can see one, I'm pretty sure you can see the other one. So it's actually, this feature has been an amazing thing that has come out so far.
I told you it's been making me want to get out, and just do 15-minute walk. It's not like a crazy amount of time.
And that's the thing. It's like
it doesn't take that much out of your day.
Right. It's only 15 minutes. First and foremost, it's healthy for you. You gotta walk. And yes, you cannot just go run around the house and go into it's GPS based. So if you're actually walking specifically on a straight line, then you'll encounter more Pokemons that way. And again, it's healthy. It goes with how Niantic wants to do things with the game. It doesn't take too long to do. And it encounters things that you really want to encounter. Even sometimes, I've been getting meh ones, but still. Just getting to look out for it. Like, I found a Blastoise and a Flygon in the last one. I couldn't catch the Blastoise, but that's because I wanted to make sure that I encountered the next Pokemon.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but things like that. I got a level 1 Flygon, 15, 15, 10. Things like that makes this feature just really, really helpful. So kudos for Niantic. This is how you release something that motivates us to go outside, really. Even for just a short amount of time, and still motivate us to actually play the game more than we should. So, and then one last thing that I actually wanted to talk about is the last update actually brought something interesting. So if you go into your storage, you've been wanting to always search for a specific IDs of Pokemon, specifically the 01515 ones. Now, thanks to this new update, you can do that. So if you do 0 attack, and then you do 4 defense and 4 HP. I don't know why it's that way, but it is. You can actually search for your 01515s in your storage happening that way. So this is all my 01515s, which you think that I have more, but no, it's actually less than you thought. My rank 1 Heracross is something. But that's something like that. You can also mitigate some of the numbers there, and I think it will give you different results when it comes down to the end of the day. So 0, 4, 3, it gives you the 14 or 10 ability to search for specific Pokemons in that point. So
It's so beautiful seeing
yeah,
all the Pokemon with those IVs.
yes, definitely. So I'm glad that at least another feature is to help us, dig out the Pokemons that we want to keep and the ones that we want to trash. Chris, can you go ahead and trash everything this bad?
No. I got 50 spots. That's all I need.
Oh God.
No, I got more than that. But, oh my gosh.
But yeah, so that's actually some things that some pointers that I want people to check out when it comes down to it in the end of the day. But yeah, so that's it on the news. So let's get to our PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris.
Ooh, I just punched I'm punching at you. You gotta watch out.
So GBL is back into the Great League and the Hisuian Cup is out finally. I heard some good and bad when it comes to the Hisuian Cup. Any thoughts on that, Chris?
I didn't get to see too much about it. I will say Sneasler looks like a very fun Pokemon from what I've heard and seen.
Yeah, I heard that too. It's interesting to say when you check that out. I mean, it's a fun one. You just need to know how to do it. It's basically a Cinecup remix when it comes down to it. So the Hisuian, it's basically Sinnoh, but just with the added Hisuian Pokemons in the wild. So
actually, yeah.
Yeah. So it we'll see when it comes down to it. Hey, you never know. Maybe the when you come down to it. Maybe it'll be in the daily instance too. Maybe you can catch some rare ones out of that one too. You never know. But yeah, we're back into the Great League, and we're literally a month out before the season is over anyway. So get ready to grind out the last month if you want to get into Legends or close to that. I'm pretty sure that Chris and I has not getting any close to that anyways. You don't want to know. And then factions update. What do you got, Chris?
Well, we're still in the downtime, but I did find out earlier this week that our Master League specialist took the invitation into a Platinum league. We're all very happy for her. Very strong battler. I'm very happy. They were basically undefeated. I think they may have lost like one battle this whole season. So they definitely deserve it. I'm very excited to see them in the Platinum tier faction team.
Right.
I didn't find out the name yet, but as soon as I see them, I'm gonna be keeping an eye and seeing how they perform. Only because I expect to see really good things out of them. So we're definitely gonna have a little bit of a warm heart, seeing them perform that well after being with us. They're very strong, and I'm personally very happy for them. I know a lot of our team are very happy. We don't really have any sore spots because they let us know a great deal in advance, and they're nothing but kind.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely looking for a new Master League specialist. We already put it out there on Twitter. I let Pure Lighter know, and you know what he said? He said, "Hey, I might be interested." So we may have a little buddy on the squad. So I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll look into it for sure. But the Master League has always been my prime enjoy out of all the battles. So, and I do have level 50 Pokemons to talk about. So we'll see how that one goes too. But I'll talk to Switch Masters,
Okay.
Joel Switch and everybody.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I already messaged him, so he's he might be interested. I just gotta talk to him after today.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably just do some scrims and stuff, but
that's fine.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be on the forefront. Let me tell you.
We'll see. I hope my skills are good enough. Well, anyways, I just heard that my headphones are about to go out, so I gotta actually wrap this up pretty cool. So with that being said, there is the question of the week that I want to ask. So this week's question is: what type of bug type Pokemon is your favorite Pokemon of all time? Basically, mine is Volcarona. You cannot compare. But yeah, so Chris already said that too in the chat too. So, but if you have a favorite Pokemon, just let us know. We'll post it on Twitter. I know I've been kind of liking when it comes down to Twitter, but just bear with me, guys. I'm doing everything back here. And that being said, anything else that we gotta add, Chris?
No, I think we covered everything very well. As weak as bug Pokemon are, I think they are some of the most exciting shinies to hunt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have a good week.
Definitely. With that being said, thank you so much for listening, guys, to the podcast today on stream. We do have our podcast services feeds: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. If you can find us, definitely make sure that you leave us a review. If you would greatly appreciate it. Follow our social media, the Purified Podcast, Pure Let It Go, and Pokemon Trigger Please, PKAMM, of course. You can also email us anything to the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com if you want to look for that. You can join our Discord. We're definitely out there. If you can't make it, just send some kind of DM or something on Twitter or anything that you might want to actually talk to us, and then we'll join and let you join the Discord as possible. And don't forget to check us out at the purifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. So with that being said, Chris, take us away for the night.
All right. I hope you guys do not get too bugged out, and we're gonna see you guys next time. Definitely looking forward to the community day. Definitely looking forward to the new shinies we're gonna be able to hunt. And definitely looking forward to a new, strong Mega, especially with the new Mega changes that we have.
Yes.
Let us know if you guys get anything cool. Don't be afraid to add us on Twitter, either our personal accounts or the podcast Twitter. And, we'll maybe, show you guys off in the podcast. Who knows? Okay. Peace out, guys. Have a good week.
Keep purifying them. We'll see you again next time.